Chronic Pain, the Inner Demon, back with another one. Now in this one, folks, Brooklyn rapper Casanova was slashed in the face brutally over and over in a Passaic County jail waiting for sentencing in federal prison. Oh, Casanova, you had a great career and you effed it up. Take a listen, folks, and take a look.
Renewed scrutiny on the escalating violence at the Essex County Correctional Facility after a former New York City rapper who was awaiting sentencing on federal drug charges got slashed in a vicious altercation with another inmate. It happened yesterday afternoon, and investigative reporter Sarah Wallace has inside information.
Former Brooklyn rapper Casanova, whose real name is Coswell Sr., isn't going back to his hometown streets anytime soon. The self-proclaimed Blood gang member who pleaded guilty to federal drug conspiracy charges last year was involved in a vicious fight yesterday at the Essex County Correctional Facility in Newark. These internal reports from correction officers say Sr. was slashed with a weapon by another inmate, Ulysses Lugo, and then chased him down with the help of others. We spoke with one officer who responded to the scene.
Lugo, you couldn't see his face because he was saturated in blood. You couldn't see it at the time because his whole face was saturated in blood.
Did you hear that? Casanova's face was saturated in blood. The gangster from Brooklyn, Casanova, his face was saturated in blood in the Essex County jail holding for sentencing in federal prison. The Essex County jail in New Jersey. Folks, New Jersey ain't no joke. Right across the bridge from New York. But New Jersey, I think, is a tougher place than New York. Hold on, folks.
Former Brooklyn rapper Casanova, whose real name is Coswell Sr., isn't going back to his hometown streets anytime soon. The self-proclaimed Blood gang member who pleaded guilty to federal drug conspiracy charges last year was involved in a vicious fight yesterday at the Essex County Correctional Facility in Newark. These internal reports from correction officers say Sr. was slashed with a weapon by another inmate, Ulysses Lugo, and then chased him down with the help of others. We spoke with one officer who responded to the scene.
Lugo, you couldn't see his face because he was saturated in blood. You couldn't see it at the time because his whole face was saturated in blood and his whole uniform was saturated in blood. Inmate Senior was sitting there and blood was just coming out of his face.
A spokesman for this minor incident and whether weapons were employed is under investigation. Insiders tell us the unit was not searched last night or this morning, but in a recent interview with me, the director insisted they have implemented enhanced searches.
We're doing the searches 2 shifts a day. I'm doing everything that you can from a correctional administrator handbook done.
And then there's the issue of officer training. Retired Correction Lieutenant Jim Teresi reiterated what we've highlighted in recent stories.
Took a 4-month officer with no academy training and we put her alone with 64 federal prisoners who she has no idea who they are or what they're there for.
In January, state law will require correction officers to go through the police academy before they oversee inmates. But in the meantime, the numbers are disturbing. Since March, before yesterday, there were 17 codes, inmate-on-inmate assaults or inmate-on-officer assaults. Ironically, yesterday's violence came on the same day that a jury found 3 inmates guilty of the 2021 jail beating of Jay Sean Boyd. 2 were convicted of attempted murder. Boyd suffered permanent brain damage. His family has filed a civil lawsuit against the county.
Are you surprised that there's still cases of violence after this happened to your son?
Yes. Yes, I am. They're doing nothing about it. Something needs to be done.
No weapons were found after yesterday's attack, but one inmate was seen trying to flush something down the toilet. By the way,
Now, folks, here is Casanova performing in the good times. Why couldn't he just stay out the gang? Casanova had one foot in the gang and the other foot in the music industry. It doesn't work that way, Casanova. You have to choose. You see what Young Thug is going through? Now they picked up Boozy. The state dropped the gun charge on Boozy. Now the federal came and got him. But there's a lot going on for Boozy, and I'm going to talk about it later on, because Boozy's going to be sitting down for a long time, facing a lot of murder charges that's going to rack upon him. Because right now, after Boozy, because this is selective targets, so after Boozy, I think they're going to pick up J. Prince Jr. Because you know why? Duke the Jeweler family in Chicago, they're not at rest until they bring some peoples to justice. Don't forget, J. Prince Jr. already is a felon, and he's been around a lot of guns. So the feds could pick him up at any time. That's just food for thought for you all who ain't paying attention. Boozy licked out on T.I., caught in T.I. because T.I. did that commercial in Atlanta for Snitch. And Boozy and T.I. were great friends. And at one point on Vlad, Boozy chastised T.I. for being a teller. But for Boozy, who talks so much, I am surprised he lashed out at T.I. because he's always on Instagram. And now Boozy found himself in the federal penitentiary where he's going to face some serious times. And a lot of people just think it's for the gun charge that they picked up in the state of California. No, folks. The feds has been building their case on Boozy for years. Years. So when you see they come and get him, they came and got him because the case that they built is sustainable and it could hold up in court and they could prosecute Boozy and they could also get a conviction out of Boozy. That's why they came and got him now. Because for the good old boys, it's a promotion. But for Boozy, it's time lost and millions lost that you could have been made if you were free. So badass Boozy, I'm going to change the last part of your name to little dumb ass Boozy. Because you know you did all these things, the grimy things in life. You know the feds is watching. You're always on TV telling. Vlad telling. You went up on Matt off for the last few days in your summer short suit, thinking it was going to be all fly. You went on the Y&W Nelly trial. The feds is watching, Boozy. Once you make a mockery of the justice system, Boozy, they're coming to get you. Oh, Casanova. Look at Casanova. Crying now. Wishing. You remember the time Casanova was in Africa? When he had just got off parole? And he said he felt so good? But he couldn't keep his left foot out the gang while he have the right foot in the music business. And for you, Boozy, you said you stand by certain codes, but I still find it a little leery to see you got off death row without telling. That's just my thoughts. You had now you have 3 strikes against you. I remember in New York, back in the day, 3 strikes you're out. I think California have the same thing. 3 strikes, you're out. So they're going to use that 3 strikes in California to take you out, Boozy. It's all about selective targets. And the targets that make themselves available. People like you, Boozy, that talk and tell so much. For a man that don't like rats, man, you sound like one. You talk so much. You tell everything. So what does that say about you? What are you going to do now? Are you going to ask one of your homeboys to sup this charge? And maybe they could do 5 years in feds if they're a felon? If they take this for you, Boozy? Whoever take this for you, Boozy, if they take it, I would charge you $5 million cash up front to go do this charge for you. I see you selling your Rolls Royce. That's only $250,000, maybe $170,000. You got to sell all your jewelry, my friend, all your name brands. You got to liquidate because now the feds are coming. They got you. Who shot you? Is it Charleston White? Was it Matt Hoffa? No, Boozy. It was you. You shot yourself because you talk too much and you tell too much. And for the family of Duke the Jeweler, maybe this is just straight karma. Who knows? You see what's going on in Memphis? Boozy, did you have a hand in Young Dolph killing? Just saying. Boozy, did you have a hand in Mo 3 killing? Just saying. Boozy, did you have a hand in Marlon Mike's convictions? Just saying. Boozy, did you have a hand in all these other bodies along the South, from Texas, Baton Rouge, all the way to Atlanta? Boozy, it's about time you sit down for your crime. Seriously. I like Boozy, you know what I mean? But Boozy, you talk so much, you tell too much. It's about time you sit down for your crime. So yes, folks, Boozy ain't just going to do no 5 years like what people are saying. They're getting ready to give Boozy about 30 to 35 years in prison with all these homicides coming down the pike. Because let me tell you something, J. Prince Jr. is going to flip the script. Let me say that again. The next fish is J. Prince Jr. and he's going to flip the script. Just watch what I tell you. The Prince family has now been sued by the family of who? Takeoff for $20 million. Yo, people act rich until you got to pay up front in cash. Ask Tasha K. Cardi B, what's up? Corey Holcombs, I'm sorry. Much respect. Yo, I'm telling you. Casanova, I wish you well. You've been brutally stabbed. I hope they patched you up. And I hope you're praying that the judge don't give you the 60 years that you're facing, Casanova. And maybe they give you at least half of that, or 15 to 25. But Casanova, you had a chance, and you blew it. So what? I'm talking to the man in the mirror. I'm asking him to change his ways. Chronic pain, the inner demon. Like, share, subscribe to the machine. One love. Happy Juneteenth, everybody. Stay safe. Peace.